Hello, people of the internet. Welcome back to another episode of the Mildly Ignorant podcast. I'm your host, Matt, and this is my co-host,
Isaiah. I can't do
and
the
welcome
voice.
back to episode 27?
27
of the Mildly Ignorant podcast.
The Batman special, baby.
The Batman mega review, spoilers, no click, look away.
Are we doing spoilers?
I mean, yeah, because, yes. Probably.
This is a spoiler review. We're losing viewers now, Matt.
I mean, we're probably just too stupid to keep it not a spoiler-free review.
Okay, so potentially spoiling review here of the Batman.
Yeah.
We will try and keep it minimum. I will, at least. I don't know about Matt, but I will try and keep it minimum.
I don't care. I don't care about you, and I don't care about your stupid little... no spoilers. The movie's out. Let's fucking talk about it.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, go see it. Turn this off right now. Don't turn it off. Let it play in the background while you go watch the movie.
Keep it on mute and let it play.
Exactly.
So Matt, I decided we went to see it Friday on official release, kind of, sort of official release day, kind of, maybe.
Yes.
And it's been a few days.
Weekend release.
We've had time to reminisce on it, think about it, sit on it for a little while.
I've already forgotten most of it.
to be honest, same. But anyways, I said I think we should on 3 blurt what we think the rating for the movie is out of 10. Like what we would give it out of 10 on 3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You ready? You got a number in your mind?
Yep.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1.
8.
9.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
8, 9. Matt's a little tough grader today. He's a little tough grader.
Yeah. Because, I mean, this movie is great. Do not get me wrong. It's amazing. It's not without its flaws, but of course no movie is.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah.
It's pretty damn good. Maybe you can convince me to push it to a 9 by the end of this episode.
So
that's the goal. Let's see.
I think the first thing we can both agree on is that everything from a production standpoint is fucking amazing in this movie.
Oh yeah.
There's not a single bad moment production wise, I guess.
Yeah.
All the scenes are beautiful.
The scenes are
set
beautiful.
Pieces are amazing.
Well done. It's throughout the first half of the movie. Well, no, pretty much up until they get the bad guy. Spoilers: they get the bad guy.
That's never happened before.
Up until they get the bad guy, I really appreciated the cinematography and just the sets and everything, because it was almost like the city was also a character. And some people love the Tim Burton movies, some people hate it, but the way that Tim Burton's Gotham City intertwined with the story of Batman, how it was also a character, it really fit in. It was that similar, I think.
Yeah, and then they I think there's definitely, I don't know, compared to obviously everyone's gonna compare it to the Christopher Nolan series because that's the newest Batman.
Yeah,
I definitely feel like they portrayed Gotham a lot better than
oh yeah,
because Gotham was just a city in The Dark Knight. It wasn't really
and that's
anything
the thing.
Else.
When it comes to Batman mythos,
it's supposed to be a shithole.
Well, yeah, not only that though, but Batman couldn't exist in a city unlike Gotham. If you think about it, if Batman was just in New York, it wouldn't make any fucking sense. The context would just be off. It wouldn't fit. Even if in universe, if Batman was in Metropolis, it just it wouldn't feel right, It
wouldn't make sense because Spider-Man's in that town. And he's already taking care of all the bad guys.
Spider-Man specifically, but literally every Marvel superhero who's in a big city is in New York.
Yeah, true. I was gonna say Daredevil to begin with because he's the most out there guy I could think of.
Yeah. And that's just like 3 or 4 blocks. Did you know that?
Daredevil?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, Hell's Kitchen. It's just like 3 or 4 blocks. So
I
it's
mean,
like set your standards, dude. I think that's realistic.
He's blind. You can't expect him to get around the city that easily.
No, I mean that's fair. He's blind and he's one guy. Like,
yeah,
you can't. Like nobody can save a whole city by themselves.
Spider-Man could do it.
No, I mean not even. Obviously, he can't even keep his uncle alive. Back to Batman because we veered pretty quickly.
Yes. But wait, you mentioned that only the first half was good cinematography.
You know what I'm talking about. It's like the one flaw that I had throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, but that's not the cinematography though. I'm thinking like completely storyline aside, the whole movie was beautiful. Even the end scenes, like with the
definitely
like that Batman flare scene at the end was definitely top notch.
Good. Yeah, no. I meant like in terms of creating the city as a character, because I find like after the climax of the movie, the city was less of a character. Do you know what I'm like? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah.
Yes. I know what you mean. I mean, they completely fucking wiped the city.
Spoilers.
Hey.
But, I mean, yeah.
Hey.
It just became kind of like a. See, that was one of the things that docked this movie points for me, and I told you that it was like one of my biggest criticisms.
I don't think you can. Yeah, I get like your criticism was like we're gonna talk about this in a bit, like when we talk about the story more specifically. But like you mentioned how it was just like it felt like an add-on part to the movie. Now I agree to a certain extent, but I don't.
It had to happen.
This is one of those weird things where like in retrospect we might change our rating on because who knows what the second movie is gonna go if there is a second movie, because who knows, maybe they continue like you said, the city didn't seem like a character, but maybe the second movie starts with like crime being even higher rate because of all this flooding, and stuff like that, and people taking advantage of that. Which I think is maybe what they were planning on doing with the Penguin spinoff. I remember reading
because it's an origin story.
Oh, it's an origin story. For some reason, I remember reading somewhere that it was taking place right after the events of Batman.
For anyone who isn't in the know, there were 2 spin-off series announced even before the Batman came out, and they are one of them is the Penguin's origin story, and we're going to talk about the Penguin a little bit later, and an Arkham Asylum spin-off story.
Yes. These have been confirmed. The sequel has not been confirmed, but odds are we're going to probably see a sequel movie.
Yeah,
due to how successful the first one is.
I mean,
already.
I think what I just didn't like about kind of after the climax of the film was like throughout the film it stuck to the fact that it was like a neo-noir psychological thriller, and then obviously when that story met its end, it had to kind of change tones, and I just like I didn't like that. I know it had to happen based on like it was kind of like a fake out climax type of thing. And
and I mean like it's not like it completely came out of nowhere from like a storyline perspective. Like it fit what the Riddler was trying to do. He was trying to basically like expose all of Gotham.
Yeah. But so for me, I don't know. I feel like it didn't like it did. Like it made logical sense, but it just didn't fit the rest of the movie.
I know what you mean.
Tone. Yeah, but I mean,
I guess I think we have the same complaints about the movie. It's just that for you, it impacts your grade a lot harder than I did. For me, I guess, because I think we have the exact same complaints. Just I just graded less harshly. But yeah,
I talked to another friend. He asked me if I had seen it, and he's a listener in the pod, so you know what I'm talking about. He was like, I loved like the Batmobile chase scene. And I was like, that's legit my like least favorite part of this movie.
Oh, I remember the movie finished and that was the first thing that came out of Matt's mouth was like, oh, that chase scene was useless, man.
Yeah.
And it was like just trailer fodder.
So yeah, basically there's also this like film theory kind of unspoken rule that like an hour into the movie there has to be an explosion. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
If you look at all of these like big like action movies, it's almost exactly at the hour mark that like the climax happens and there's like a big action-y explosion. Like,
I wouldn't say that was really the climax though, but yeah.
No. But I mean, like,
yeah.
Not the climax, but like I said, like there's an explosion, like there's an action scene an hour in. It's just kind of like an unwritten, unspoken rule in terms of action movies. And anyways, it was badass and it was well shot, but it just it didn't have really a purpose. And even after,
I wonder if it was kind of just like. I'm wondering, like, I'm trying to just figure out, like, what the director was trying to do. I think, obviously, there was some kind of message with the scene. I think the scene was just trying to show, like, how flawed Batman still is, because, realistically, it served no purpose, right? I mean, I don't want to get into spoilers, but he doesn't gain any information out of Penguin after the chase. You know what, fuck it, this is spoilers. We're going into spoilers. I don't care. If you haven't seen the movie yet, come back later. But yeah, literally after he gets caught, all Penguin does is just say, "You fucking idiot, that's a misspelled word. Fuck off."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, misspelled word? What?" And then they just leave him.
Like, he was like, "Hey, yo, you guys don't speak Spanish?"
El Rata, more like El Dumbo. And then he's like, just told them.
And then they were just like,
"Oh,
okay." And then they just like, they left. They even made a joke of like leaving him there.
Which, I mean, like, beforehand, obviously, you didn't know that what Penguin knew or didn't know, but this is another thing that, like, I told you by text, right? Because I was watching other reviews, and, like, I didn't think of it at the time, but yeah, Batman showed up, just murders, like, 20,000 people in this car chase, and that's totally against Batman character.
Well, I mean, is it? Well,
Batman doesn't kill. He's legit in the movie, he doesn't want Catwoman to kill anyone.
No, well, I mean, okay. Batman this time around, like we can't take context clues from other Batman mythos, right? All he says is guns aren't my style. He hasn't said anything about like I don't kill.
She literally kicked the fucking guy off the roof and he catches him.
Yeah, but he didn't do that.
I know, but he didn't want the guy to die. He doesn't. Well, he's against killing.
I mean, there's a difference between not killing one person and just like not and totally being against killing. Because like you're right, what about those people in the car? Like they're fucking toast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, I think you're trying to find a logical reason for it when I think it's just a mishap from the director that just didn't think of it.
I mean,
I think it's just a mistake from the director.
I'm not saying anything explicitly. I'm just saying, like, in this movie, Batman said Batman did not say he doesn't kill. I mean, like, we know he doesn't kill, and he's not going to kill, but, like, he never said it.
Are you sure? I'm sure he didn't say guns aren't my style. Multiple times he's tried to kill him.
He did say guns aren't my style, but he never said anything about killing anyone. Like that's kind of my point.
The plethora of other times that she's tried to kill someone. Well, because he stops her again.
Yeah, that's because he's trying to get what he wants. In this whole movie, he's basically kind of using Selena Kyle.
Yeah,
and
true.
like if she ended up just killing everybody, she would blow her cover, or she would. Like, he would not be able to get information out of whatever, and he just doesn't want her to ruin her life by killing someone, because, like, especially someone as big as Carmine Falcone, like, the leader of the fucking mob, if like, word's gonna get out, because she was the only one in there with him, and, like, she had a fucking gun, so, like, if she did actually kill him, then the whole fucking mob of Gotham City is gonna be on her back, and, like, obviously Bruce doesn't want Selena to kill Falcone, like, obviously, but like, again, if push comes to shove, I feel like, I don't know, Bruce Wayne might fucking kill someone. I'm not saying he would do it on purpose, but I'm just saying, like, it's not out of the question in this iteration. That's just kind of like the thought I have behind it.
Yeah, true. It's funny, I'm looking up an article right now. It's funny that like they don't even refer to like the whole Batman like doesn't kill thing. They're referring to the fact that in the movie he's like, I don't use guns, but like in other mythos, like his cars are like decked out with guns nonstop.
Yeah, because like blowing up a car isn't the same as like killing the person inside it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that scene was totally like put in the movie to sell Batmobile toys. Like,
oh, definitely, yeah. Even though it wasn't like a normal, like it wasn't a typical Batmobile car. It was literally just a decked out sports car, basically. Yeah. It was a realistic car, basically.
But I did, jumping back to Penguin and like Bruce Wayne. Oh my God, I can't speak. Bruce Wayne being wrong about, something. I liked in this movie that like they showed how much of an amateur he is at this, right? Like he's so delusional in what he thinks he can do, because the mayoral candidate like was talking to him and was just like, you could be doing a lot more for this city. Like, we haven't seen you haven't done anything. But like Bruce has this fucked up notion that like being Batman can help people. And I think this was a very realistic take to it, because it's always that age-old question that like people will be like, checkmate atheists when it comes to Batman. It's like, why isn't he putting money into just like charity programs and stuff like that? But like this kind of explains it. Like, obviously this kid is fucked in the head. Like, he's not normal. He's like he's 20 whatever years old. His parents were murdered when he was a kid, and his way of coping with that is literally going out on the street and beating the shit out of thugs. Like, it's a very realistic take of
speaking of like it be taking place like in the early stages of Batman as a character, I like the touches where like when he was fleeing from the cops and he just jumped off the building, he didn't stumble for a second, but like he was freaked out for a sec, and like all those small touches made it seem like genuine.
Exactly. Like, he's not this, because I mean, even with the Nolan films, he was like polished and like infallible as Batman, and like even kind of as Bruce Wayne.
I'm sure in the second movie we're gonna get the businessman douchebag player Bruce Wayne.
I hope not. I hope it's a ruse. I hope it's like second movie opening scene, he's like clean and polished, but he's still just kind of this like bummy asshole afterwards. Because like this take was.
Well, isn't that always what Batman is? Even in the Nolan films, wasn't that all just for show? He always plays out like that businessman player as for show. But like, it's just at the end of this movie, it makes it seem like he finally embraces Batman, like what it really truly means to be like, not the savior of the city, but like helping the city and blah blah blah. And
I mean, we don't normally see that until like the climax of like a finale movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I honestly don't know what direction they're going to take for a sequel, because like something's going to happen where Bruce is, or not, well, where Batman is like shunned by the people again, right? Because like isn't that what kind of happened in the Dark Knight, or like afterwards or whatever?
Yes. He gets shunned in like in the Bane movie, basically. Yeah,
he's did whatever the people
turn on him.
Wasn't the hero we deserved or whatever.
Yeah. See, for me, I think your two biggest complaints was like the ending portion of the movie and probably the chase scene, right? Mm-hmm. For me, I think my overall biggest complaint is probably the fact that, and this is weird considering that's a 3-hour movie, but everything felt rushed in this movie. Like, nothing felt like it had time to breathe. And that's ridiculous considering this is a 3-hour movie. And this movie blows by. Like, it doesn't feel like 3 hours at all. Like, this was our biggest worry going in, but like it blows by really fast because the scenes are really quick. But like, still, everything felt rushed. Like, that relationship with Catwoman literally just spontaneously combusted out of nowhere. Nothing happened, and then they're just making out.
Exactly. They had zero chemistry the entire time. And I know you really didn't like Selina's take. Like you didn't like her as a character.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up later on, talking about characters.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But like, there was no chemistry between Batman and Bruce Wayne. And I don't know if I told you this, but I don't know. I commented on a TikTok about how like Catwoman said she has this thing for strays, and like if she never met Bruce in the movie at all. So like at least typically you see like Batman and Catwoman interaction, and then you see like Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle interaction, and it's like, haha, sexy, do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? Right? But like there was none of that. And like this is the perfect Bruce Wayne for this Selena Kyle, because she's like kind of bummy, like she can handle herself well, but like she's growing up on the streets. So like if she saw this like dopey, like emo, depressed Bruce Wayne, she would totally be into him. But like the way she sees Batman is like, Batman's obviously not Bruce Wayne, and like they're not the same character, and there's no reason for her to fall for him. Like it was just dumb.
True. For another scene too that like Jesus, I thought those felt rushed, was like the whole middle point in the movie where we get that little background on Batman and like what happened to his dad. Basically, that whole scene felt like a 180 of the narrative, like 3 times in the span of 5 minutes. Like we went from one scene saying, "Oh, Mulroney killed Thomas Wayne," and then the next scene, "Oh, it's actually wait, no, hold on, wait, no, wait, reset."
Yeah. No, you were right.
No, it starts. Like, he finds out that it's Falcone, and then Falcone is like, "No, it was Mulroney," and then he goes to see Alfred, and then Alfred's like, "No, it's actually Falcone," and then
right. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
It's just it's. And
it was useless because like all of this was in the span of like 10 minutes.
It wasn't useless. There was no time to let it breathe, because the people, like, the whole point of the movie is just to show how Bruce Wayne's not like in touch with, not in touch, but like in control of his emotions or like fully of his thoughts. Yeah. He's still like the edgy teenager or whatever, like whatever. He
jumps to conclusion. He misses important and like clues. He's emotional.
And we don't see the impact of this news on him. You know, it would have benefited from like 10-15 minutes after after he found out that it was Mulroney or whatever that put the hit on his dad, because he gets super mad then, right? And then he goes to confront Alfred, and then again Alfred tells him that it was actually Falcone, and then he gets super triggered again, and there should have been another 10 minutes there of like exploring like how that anger like changes him or whatever.
I feel like it was kind of done in the wrong order. Like Bruce could find out it's Falcone, and then like find out Alfred knows, and then Alfred gets blown up at the same time, and then like while Alfred is recovering, Bruce has to kind of like sit with it.
Yeah, that would have been, I guess that would be a story device to like to allow for it to breathe. Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, true. That could have been a way of doing it. I just felt like it would have benefited from more breathing room, which is ridiculous because it's a 3-hour movie, but I'd almost be tempted to say like a 3.5-hour movie would have been ideal for something like this. I don't know.
I mean, they really just could have kept going. Like,
it was really entertaining movie. I know they were trying to go for like the detective style movie, and that's why they didn't focus much on the Bruce Wayne outside of the suit scenes. Like there wasn't many Bruce Wayne scenes. But like, I don't know, a few extra scenes would have benefited, especially at that point. I don't care about any other point in the movie, but that point, like just to flesh out his emotions and what he was feeling, would have been.
No, I agree with you, because this movie was.
It would be better than just a jump cut to him in the hospital with Alfred confronting him. You know, that's basically what happened right after Falcone told him.
Yeah, it would have been such a good, not like coming to, like, well, yeah, but like a coming to story of.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah,
Bruce kind of being able to put those feelings, I don't want to say aside, but like put them to rest type of thing, and kind of learn from that and grow. Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
That's my biggest complaint, and that's probably the only, because the car scene was stupid. It doesn't fit the typical
it was just
Batman
unnecessary
mythos. But I'm not gonna it doesn't really ding many points for me. I think that the main thing is that middle part there and the rushed feeling of the movie is what brings it down to a 9 for me. And like, I agree that like the kind of felt tacked on, the ending, like the whole like post Riddler getting caught.
Yeah, I don't think it was tacked on. I just can't really describe it other than like I didn't jive with the tonal shift, and like obviously like it had to change tones, or else like it couldn't just like, that's how these movies end. You catch the killer, now what, right? Like that's typically where a movie of this style would end. But because it is a Batman story, it has to have like a greater plot and like a real climax. Yeah,
I don't know. I like the ending for what it was. That transition, I guess, is that again, that might have been another point of the movie where it might have benefited from extra time, maybe like the transition between the final events and
especially like that last, I want to say like 20 minutes to like half hour.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, definitely. For sure. It would have been maybe benefited from extra time, which is, again, ridiculous. It's a 3-hour movie, but
yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. And it's like, but it doesn't even feel like a 3-hour movie.
It doesn't. Really doesn't. It blasts by. Yeah. It's ridiculous. But yeah. Let's talk about the characters now, man. Bobbert Pattinson.
Bobbert Pattinson.
Good Batman, bad Batman, okay Batman.
Okay.
Give your take.
I think it is the best Batman we've ever seen. Sorry, the best Bruce Wayne we've ever seen.
Hot fucking take here. Big, strong
only because
opinion.
It literally, it just makes more sense taking it from like a bit. And I'm not saying like it 100% like, yeah, that's definitely what would happen. It just feels like to me, like, yes, that is how somebody whose parents died and they like locked themselves in a tower for like their whole childhood, that's how they would act around people. The fact that he's not a playboy and like super flirty and like super sociable and like extremely competent when it comes to social interactions. Like, I know that's how Bruce Wayne is as a character, but I really like how they did it in this movie that's not how he was, because it just made sense.
Well, if it's chronologically, right? The other Batman movies is Batman's already been established as a hero, has been there for a while, which is why I can excuse the behavior. It's
such a weird concept to just like the fact that this character has infinite money. Like, it's at this point, it's kind of like, I don't want to say a character flaw. It's just like, it's kind of a writing flaw. Like, it makes a character like that really difficult to write.
That's true. But yeah, I think he's definitely a really good Batman up there with the rest of them. It'd be hard for me to rank Batman, to be honest. I think, I don't know. Not that they're less memorable than, let's say, like Joker actors and Joker performances, but like, I don't know. Not that they don't all blend in. They're all unique. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they're too hard to compare.
No, I agree.
One another. I don't know.
And there's no like tangible way of doing it other than picking your favorites
based off the style that you have in your mind for what a Batman movie should be, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, this definitely revived Robert Pattinson's career from doing indie movies back to doing full-fledged blockbusters. So good on him.
I was thinking about this, and I was like, knowing Robert Pattinson though, he probably just won't pick any more big ticket movies.
Oh, definitely not.
I don't know.
What's the last biggest goddamn thing he's played in? Let's see.
He was in The Lighthouse.
Oh yeah, he's in The Lighthouse. That's still an indie movie, is it not?
Was it? I don't know. Wasn't it like well reclaimed? Wow. You know what I'm trying to say.
It won an independent movie award, so it has to be independent. But yeah, it's a huge, like, it gained huge like it won big awards because it was a really like quirky movie, because that's what fucking wins awards nowadays. He's in Tenet, apparently.
I mean, what are you saying, that like Marvel movies should be winning awards?
Marvel movies. Wait, what? He was the main? No, he wasn't the main character in Tenet. What? Why is he cast as the top person in Tenet?
Probably because his name.
Let's see where he's top cast. Oh no, wait, he's. No wait, never mind. He is.
Is Tenet the first? Like, people also ask, is Tenet a flop?
Oh, he is. He's like the second main character. He's on like the covers for some of the like poster art and stuff like that.
I haven't even heard of this movie, to be honest with you.
How? Tenet was like massive during the pandemic. It was like the only like big movie that decided to release during the pandemic. It's Christopher Nolan too, on top of that.
Yeah, I straight up never heard of it.
It's just like everything. It's like Doctor Strange minus Doctor Strange. It's kind of like if like what? Mission Impossible and like is Inception, is it the one where all the buildings go funky?
Yeah.
Had a baby, basically, yeah.
So if it was just another Christopher Nolan movie?
I mean, yeah, all those movies are kind of fucking whack, so basically, yeah. Okay, so he's played in the blockbuster since then, okay. I just thought he played in a bunch of indie crap since.
Why is he credited for Inception? Was he in Inception?
The Devil All the Time played in that.
Hello?
He was in the first Harry Potter. Oh no,
Yeah,
Sorcerer Secrets.
he was Cedric Diggory.
I have no fucking idea, man. Okay, he's played in some shit. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, how about the other villains?
Twilight
other
Alpha
characters?
males. What is this?
How about the other characters? The other characters. Let's go with the main villains. Riddler. Good, bad, okay. Or should I say Redditor?
The Redditor was,
The Redditor.
I don't know, like it was good. It was pretty good. It wasn't campy. It was played straight. It was, kind of creepy and unnerving at times.
I mean, you and I were just making jokes that he was a typical Reddit user half the movie because they try to modernize him, and they did modernize him. Like, that's totally what a fucking Riddler would be like nowadays.
Exactly.
But, like,
and
oh my god, like I couldn't stop making comparisons to like a stereotypical Reddit user throughout the fucking movie.
I mean, I think that was the point.
Yeah, I think that was the point.
It was like really well done.
Yeah, and
yeah.
Can we talk about like how like they did a good job of like, people were like, oh, the movie not good because it's not R. It's not an R movie. It's not good. PG-13 is gonna kill all the fun out of it. Like that crowd.
Yeah. That's
always begging for an R-rated movie because apparently R-rated movies are just better than PG-13. But this movie kind of proved that they're able to do some really dark shit within the PG-13 setting.
That opening scene, the way it was shot, how like it's Halloween night, right? And we're like peeking in on this like apartment building, and like we see this family playing, and then it like kind of cuts to the evening, and then it's the guy watching the news, and then like it just like cuts to the Redditor behind him. It was like I was kind of unnerved, and I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, that was really good.
This movie has me. Like,
and like
it was, yeah. And
it was cool, like how they like obviously they don't show him like cutting off the finger or whatnot because it's PG-13. They can't do that. Yeah. But anyways, they still did a good job. Like the weird saw contraption that he had the second guy in.
Yeah,
and, like there's some really fucked up shit, but it was.
I wish we had seen a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I mean they show it in like afterwards when they investigate like his place, but. And they showed like that one trap that wasn't even used, like when they find his hideout.
Oh yeah, with the tubes.
Yeah, it looked almost like typical Mr. Freeze backpack.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was a nod to that, probably not, but like anyways. But yeah, Paul Dano, I didn't realize he played in The Prisoners, which is a movie I just watched a few weeks ago. Oh yeah, he played the little autistic kid in that movie. Yeah, but I think they did. Late. I think they did a good job like casting like. This is one of those movies where it was like initially all the castings were very weird choices in my opinion, but like now that I know what now that I know what Riddler they were going for, it makes sense that they casted some guy that looks like he's 12.
Yeah,
like they were really trying to go for that kind of vibe with him, and it was really really good. Also, Penguin was great. Penguin did an amazing job. Like
for a character who was such a static background character, they really fucking went all out for Penguin. Like they really didn't need to put that much effort.
It's funny though, like we say that he's such a static background character, like villain. Are you saying like in the comics too?
I mean, yeah.
In general, yeah, but it's funny but like it's funny how we say that, and like he's always like Penguin is like the top 5 like villains that people recognize from Batman, right?
I mean, he does have like the look.
Yeah, I know, but like it's just like, I mean, like it's Joker, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy,
the Riddler,
Penguin. Those are like the main 5 that everyone recognizes, right? Like casual people that don't read comic books. Like no one's gonna know what the fucking Mothman is or Man Bat or whatever the fuck other people are. Like it's just funny how like it's
how such on paper, an unassuming character.
Yeah, on paper is the most boring character, and it managed to like stand the test of time. Although I think it's in the comics, he does have like funkier stuff like actual penguins and stuff like that, but like obviously they don't do that in this movie.
I think like Tim Burton really kind of made that character as popular as he is.
Oh, definitely. The movies like this is one of the rare instances where movies win over the source material, where the movies and the games of Penguin are always better than how he was treated in the comic books.
True.
They always made it Penguin so much better in the movies and games.
And even Arkham City, he played like kind of a prominent role in. I just kind of want to say like the opening scenes of Arkham City. But yeah, no, it was also really well done.
But yeah, so basically,
that's so funny that because some characters are hit and miss. But yeah, you're right. It seems like the Penguin is always a hit. Like
yeah. So
maybe he's just not a difficult character to fuck up.
I guess not. Yeah, but yeah, he did a really really good job. Everyone in this fucking movie speaks with a New Yorker accent, but like besides that, hey yo you.
Well, Gotham's in New Jersey.
I know, but like, okay, Jesus, they went like. I know people from that area like have that accent, but I just feel like they went so hard with some of the accents sometimes, especially some of like the side character cops, like that, like obviously they're not like our B tier actors, right? So they're not main.
What tier. Really, boss? We're working with the Batman.
Hey, I'm working here. Stuff like that. Like it felt so like exaggerated, but it just added charm, I guess, to the movie. But
yeah,
yeah, Colin Farrell did a good job, even though he doesn't look like Penguin at all. But yeah,
like why?
If they want to spend
he did a good
8
job.
hours, yeah. If they want to spend 8 hours in the makeup chair putting makeup and prosthetics on him, then sure. But I just find it useless. Why don't you just cast someone that looks like him, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That was like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, whoever cast this movie knew what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, it's more like not to kill the vibe, but it's probably just a whole, Hollywood's a clique thing. It's one big group.
Yeah.
And
nepotism.
If you're in the A tier, you're in the A tier, and you're gonna get cast for all the A tier roles, and yeah. But I can't even think of any actors that would resemble Penguin. He gives me vibes of other actors, but I can't.
I think the guy, and I know you hate the show, but the guy that cast for Gotham did an amazing job.
Gotham,
like a young
Joker?
Penguin.
Gotham Penguin, sorry.
I forget his name.
That skinny twink.
Yeah.
Ew, no.
Yeah, no, he did a good job. He was like, he was fucked up and creepy.
Yeah, but instantly not. He has to be fat.
Yeah, but this is before Batman. Like,
still, he has to be fat.
He could have gotten fat over time.
No, Penguin has to be fat from the get-go, or else he's not Batman. Okay, and now controversial take. Here we go.
We're gonna
Catwoman.
Disagree. Okay, I might surprise you here. I don't want to say she was the best Catwoman, but I know you didn't like her, and I think she did a good job. Like, I think it was a good take on the character. Go ahead, just go.
Yeah, she was fine. I mean, I don't hate her, but I just feel like, none of the Catwomans did a bad job, I think, but like over.
Okay, here's my take. What if all of the Catwoman characters have just been miswritten and poorly written?
That would not be true, first of all.
Okay, who was properly written?
Almost all the other Catwomans over her.
Over her.
They resembled at least more. I'm not saying none of them resembled the OG Ken material at all, but they resembled more the character that in the comics than anything else.
You really think Anne Hathaway's Catwoman was better than this Selena Kyle?
Is that the one from The Dark Knight?
Yeah.
To be honest, the third movie I don't remember fucking jack shit from, so I'll be honest with you.
The brunette one with long hair?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Oh wait, this is the first Dark Knight. You haven't seen the third one? Who plays in the third Dark Knight movie?
There's Talia, Marion Cotillard.
What?
Who
I'm
are you
so
thinking
confused.
of?
The third Dark Knight movie with Bane. Catwoman's in that one. Is she not?
The Dark Knight Rises.
Dark.
Yes, Anne Hathaway. That one's Anne Hathaway.
Okay, so she plays in the first one and the third one.
She's not in the first one.
Okay, that's what I thought. But what the fuck is this?
She's just in this third one.
Why are these clips? Why are these photos like in 180p? Like it looks like it's from the 90s. What are these pics?
What are you searching up?
Anne Hathaway, Dark Knight Rises. I'm confusing my lore here. Why are all these pics like in 180p, like straight from fucking 90s garbage SD pictures? To be honest, I do not remember her looking like that at all in The Dark Knight Rises. That shows you how little I remember from that movie. So maybe not her.
It wasn't good. It was
anything.
basically... It wasn't good. She didn't fit the tone of that movie at all. It was like this gritty kind of like.
Okay, Halle Berry played the like Catwoman
in the Catwoman movie, and that was just a terrible movie. One of my favorite movies.
In the Batman Returns,
but it was just bad.
That one was good. I remember this one, Batman Returns, Catwoman,
and that would be Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Again, that's a supernatural take on Selena Kyle. I agree. I think it was fucking amazing. I think that Batman movie is probably the best Batman movie ever. But again, it wasn't Selena Kyle. Like, it wasn't true to the comics. But again, a brilliant take on that character.
But her character and personality was closer, which is I would take that. That's more of a minor. That's a major thing that this Batman Catwoman didn't have over her. Like, her origin is whatever. That's a minor detail in the grand scheme of the movie. But her personality was completely off from what the Catwoman is in the comics. I disagree.
Like, how do you think Catwoman should act?
As the cocky lady. That's how she always was in the comic books.
Okay, so like how she was in like the Arkham games.
Basically. That's always how she was.
I think this character, considering where we're at, like we're 2 years in, where like Catwoman also isn't a fully established character.
That doesn't change anything, though. That doesn't change the fact that she should be that way. Like, even if she's new to Catwoman, just because you're new to something, a cocky person would not just be cocky. Would not just not be cocky. It's inherently human that if you're cocky, you're just cocky throughout your life and think you're capable of doing anything. That's always been the Catwoman. She thinks she's capable of doing anything, when she's really not capable of doing everything. Like cocky, flirty, not playful. I'm trying to think of the word, like witty and stuff like that. Like, it's not. I'm floating around the term I want to use. Like, it's.
See, in my mind, that kind of attitude and like that mentality is kind of what makes Catwoman the foil to Batman and Bruce Wayne, in the sense that like Batman is so like confident and capable and like he can do anything, and like in the same regard Catwoman is flirty and like she can also do anything in that regard. But like I think this movie did a good job of like keeping Selena Kyle as like Batman Bruce Wayne's mirror, in the sense that like Batman isn't fully the best at what he does and neither is Catwoman. That's the take I got from it, because like in this movie, as much as they didn't have chemistry together, they did grow from each other as characters into kind of what we would more expect them to be to fit that comic book mold. Because we have like a Batman year one scenario, and then we kind of get like a Catwoman year one scenario. But I can see where you're coming from, in the sense that like,
yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that basic personality traits like that evolve over time. Like,
yeah, and
like, it's supposed to be a realistic take, though. Like with Batman, I understand that it's his parents is passing still recent. That's why he doesn't play up the whole facade of being like playboy millionaire. But like,
what do you mean it's still recent? That boy is an adult.
Yeah, but he's still obviously clearly struggling with it, because that's the whole point of the movie, is that he's still struggling to be Batman and figuring out what his worth is and all that blah blah blah.
But how do you not see that Catwoman has the same struggles?
She does, but I'm not saying that those basic personality traits would change.
Why not?
Because they're basic. They're basic traits of that person.
I don't think. I don't know. That wouldn't make sense to me in this world, to just like have a super, like, she would be a lot, if she was confident.
It would really make sense, because she plays a goddamn like stripper bartender. So I would expect her. Like,
she's not actually a stripper bartender. She's using that to get
I know,
information.
But the scene where she most reflected the real Catwoman was literally that scene when Batman was like guiding her to do shit. That was the closest she was to portraying a real, like, what I consider real OG Catwoman. as. That was the closest scene I think in the entire movie where she.
So you expected her to just act like that without Bruce in her ear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cocky like that.
I mean, I just fundamentally disagree with you. Considering she was Selena Kyle and like wasn't Cap, like maybe if she had that little like face, I just want to say her little face mask thing was so ugly, like it was so badly done. Maybe if like she was Catwoman, she would act like that. But considering she's just like literally a nobody, Selena Kyle, like
I don't know
why would she be that confident? Like,
because why would you use like it's the same argument? Like you use the same argument for the villains. Like why would the Riddler be like that if he's brand new to the Riddler? You know, like you can say mental illness, sure, but I don't know. I just feel like that's a cop out way to explain their personality.
I think it's something that like I would be willing to see her show up again and also have that same character growth that we're expecting from Bruce. That's my 2 cents. Was like her journey.
How about this girl
kind of like a mirror story?
How about this girl in Catwoman? How about the Catwoman? The actress played Catwoman in Gotham. Was she good? No.
No.
Okay, good. Removed. Do we immediately disqualify all the actresses that played Catwoman in the Adam West TV show?
Eartha Kitt? No, we do not exclude Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt, Julie Newman.
Julie Newmar?
Oh, Newmar, sorry.
It's fine. This is like gay culture.
Yeah. I don't even remember Lee Merriweather. When did she play Catwoman?
Lee Merriweather.
Holy fucking black and white. Excuse me? No wonder I don't know who the fuck she is.
I don't know this Catwoman, so I can't really say anything.
I'm trying to remember because it's been so long since in the Adam West TV show. Batman TV show. I have no fucking clue if they were good.
I mean, they were campy, right?
Well, that's because that's what the comic books were at the time.
Yeah. See, that's what I like. And that's what I liked about, like, the George Clooney Batman. Because, like, that's kind of also where comics were at. Like, we were getting to the point with, like, the Frank Miller and the, like, super dark and edgy stuff. But, like, at that time, like, Batman was a comic book character, and comic book movies were being used to sell toys, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it was supposed to be for kids.
Why can't we just go back to those days, man? God damn, those movies were good.
They were.
All those 90s Batman movies were beautiful.
I honestly think Batman Forever, I think that was the one with no, it was Batman and Robin. I'm an idiot. Batman and Robin is one of the best movies ever made. That's the one with Poison Ivy.
Yeah, Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that movie. It's real good.
It was so good.
Like all those movies from that era are so fucking good.
And the Tim Burton one, I think the first the first one with the Joker, Jack Nicholson, I didn't like it as much. It actually kind of scared me as a kid. But like,
who played the Joker in that one?
Jack Nicholson.
Oh, Jack Nicholson, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yeah. I like this movie too. This movie was really good.
I don't remember anything that happened other than.
I don't remember anything from these movies at all. I just remember that they're good. I just remember that I loved them when I was a kid.
I tend to watch Batman Returns. That's the one with Catwoman and Penguin every Christmas because like it's set on Christmas and it's just funny because like Batman's not a Christmas movie, but it is. And then Batman and Robin is on Tumblr all the time because bat nipples.
Okay, and let's talk about two side characters here, Albert and Detective Gordon. Good, bad? Again, weird casting, I think, personally.
Did you say Albert?
What?
You said Albert.
I said Albert.
Alfred?
Alfred, sorry, Jesus Christ. Albert. Alfred. Alfred Pennyworth. Not Albert Einstein.
I don't know. He really just like wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, true.
He was in 3 scenes?
Yeah.
Bruce was like, "You're not my dad."
Yeah, basically the one scene where he's not my dad. The scene when he's in the hospital, and the scene when he opens the letter and gets exploded, and then the scene where he's in the hospital.
Yeah, and like that's it.
How about Detective Gordon? He was in there a bit more.
I really liked him. And now that makes me think, like, are they going to go with a black Batgirl, like Barbara Gordon?
They're never going to get there. They're never going to cast a Robin and a Batwoman in this movie. You're crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
They're never going to do it.
I especially don't see it in this universe.
The day that Robin or Batwoman makes a freaking blockbuster Batman movie again, is the day I die.
I mean, they're making a Batgirl movie with Brendan Fraser in it.
Yeah, a standalone. I make that makes sense, but I don't never.
Yeah, it's not going to be like.
Yeah, they would never put them all together.
Which is such a fucking waste. I know you disagree, but I don't know. I think the Bat family is infinitely more interesting.
So if there would be a sequel, who do you think would be a good choice in this kind of universe to be the next?
Not the Joker, based on that cameo.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler, he's in the movie.
See, like, that feels like
it's good.
A throwaway.
The director said that it was just an Easter egg. He has no plans of bringing Joker to the series.
See, but I hate that.
Yeah, it was just a nod to Joker and whatever.
Like, don't even allude to it, because, like, now you're gonna have these fanboys pissing themselves every time you say Mr. J.
I want Joker.
And then, like, yeah, no, don't. Like, is he gonna show up in the Arkham Asylum? Like, I don't even want him there. Like, you know what I mean? If the Joker's not gonna be, like, front and center, the main character, don't tease him. He's not some, like, B-movie plot. Like, fuck off. He's the Joker. He's literally Batman's main fucking villain. Like, why are you just teasing him in, like, a little fucking scene where you don't even show his face? Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm your friend now, Mr. Redditor. Like, shut up. It's stupid. It was unnecessary. It was dumb. They could have taken that scene out.
So, quote, he says it's not an Easter egg scene. It's not one of those end credits Marvel or DC scenes where it's going like, hey, here's the next movie. In fact, I have no idea when or if we would return to that character in the movies.
I don't want to say I hope they don't, but, like, I hope they do better.
Yeah. So he's mentioned, I don't think have we mentioned this in the podcast, that Matt Reeves wants to do a more realistic take of Mr. Freeze?
I don't know.
Okay, well, regardless, we're repeating it now. He wants to do a realistic take on Mr. Freeze, which may or may not be the villain. I mean, considering the Gotham's flooded, that could be a segue into Mr. Freeze appearing. Who knows?
Jesus, they can't catch a break.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe he does. He has said that he wants to do a more realistic take on Mr. Freeze.
Imagine if it's Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy again.
And then they throw Robin in there just out of nowhere. An even more edgier 18-year-old kid. Who would you cast as Mr. Freeze, though?
Who do you want to see? Arnold Schwarzenegger again.
Shut the fuck up. I would say either, like, Mark Strong, or who's the guy that played it? Walter. Not Walter. That's the Walter. Yeah, in Breaking Bad. Bryan Cranston. He went bald again. Him or Mark Strong. Mark Strong seems a more viable choice than Mr. Freeze, to be honest.
Why do I know Mark Strong's face? He looks like fucking that other bald guy, Stanley Tucci, but, like, the not funny version.
The not funny version, or who's that actor that played in that show that I watch? Hold on.
Do you know who I'm talking about? Stanley Tucci.
Stanley Tucci. I think so. Stanley. Oh yeah. I know who he is.
They look the same. But, like,
they look the same.
This guy's the funny version.
Just the funny version. Or he's not a really. He's a very B tier actor, but Joseph Gatt maybe.
Joseph.
He plays in some very B tier movies. Oh, he played in Dumbo apparently. But yeah, he plays in some very, very, very like.
How do you just know all these bald people?
Sharknado garbage movies, but, like, if he's good,
he looks like fucking Victor Zsasz.
That's actually true. They could cast him as that. Yeah.
He's got no eyebrows.
No, he has a medical condition where he has no hair on his body.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Victor Zsasz. And now that I'm saying that, I'm like, yeah, that would be fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
But that movie would need to be fucking like rated R.
Yeah. But yeah, if it's not Mr. Freeze, well, they always do 2 villain movies anyways, so who do you think would be a good combo with Mr. Freeze? As like not a main villain, but side villain, I guess. Kind of like Penguin style. Or like all the Batman movies, basically. There's always one main villain and like a side villain, kind of. Sort of.
Okay, I'm going to hit you with like a really obscure character.
Hit me.
I think his name's like Lockup or Lockdown or something.
Lockup. At that point, why don't you just go with like Deathstroke or something?
No, because Deathstroke is... No, I don't want professionals.
This guy just has a chain.
Yeah, well, basically, he's Batman, but he beats up cops. Like that's his shtick. Is like he takes the law into his own hands, and he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna fuck up these cops."
Are you sure he would not become like the main superhero of the movie in this climate?
No, but like
political climate.
I think it would be good like propaganda if they like included this guy.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned this. I think Hush would be a good one to go along with.
Oh fuck yeah! It would
along with Mr. Freeze, because he's obviously not a villain that's able to carry a whole movie. I don't think so, but he would be a good villain to have going alongside Mr. Freeze.
Would you think the Riddler is a villain who could carry a whole movie?
That's true. I mean, like, to be fair, yeah, I guess that's did a good job with that. So,
but again, I mean, as much as I would love that, and I think that's amazing, and like, I'm like, wow, they should have gone with Hush first. Like, can you imagine a Hush storyline instead of the Riddler? It would have been so much more badass. But I wouldn't want to see it now because it's like we just had like that neo-noir psychological thriller. Like, we don't, people's attention spans, they're not going to put out a second movie that follows the same kind of beats. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like they would still. I think that's the whole point. That's what they're trying to go for real hard, is like just going super psychological with all their movies. But I might be wrong. Maybe the next one might be.
I want to see something like tip into horror. So I was thinking like Professor Pig.
Oh yeah, Professor Pig, yeah.
Like, that would be fucking creepy.
Although he's very B tier in the comic books, so who knows if... I mean, they could turn him into something, I guess. It'd just be...
Yeah.
You just, yeah.
Like, Mad Hatter? Scarecrow again?
Yeah, I guess they could do Scarecrow again. I don't know. Someone like Scarecrow. He's not like Joker, like where you can do him over and over again. I guess I don't know. You do him once, it's fun. I don't know. Doing it again just feels like repetitive.
Yeah.
Even though, like I said, they've done Joker like 5 million times, but it's Joker, right? So he's excused. But like, I don't know. Maybe I feel like Matt Reeves could definitely do a good Scarecrow. Like a direct a good Scarecrow movie, I guess I should say.
But
like Mad Hatter, he's too Riddler-ish. Like if you like to a normie, to a normie,
too normie. I think it's like too fictional. Like
yeah,
it's
too fictional, and I don't know. I feel like it would blend too much in with the Riddler movie.
Yeah.
One that I saw online was Court of Owls.
Yes, me and my buddy were talking about that. That would be cool. But like, I don't know, if you expected, like, if you thought this movie had a little bit too much exposition when it came to like the crime bosses, like that's literally all what the Court of Owls is.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Like, it's all lore. It's heavy like theory.
Another one that like we made fun of like weeks ago, but like it would make sense in this ultra realistic take is like Anarchy. Even though he's just like an edgelord redditor again.
Too easy.
Yeah, he's me. I don't know. I just feel like it would fit the universe well, right, for what they're going for.
But he has no charisma.
They don't have to follow source material exactly. They could still just like,
I don't know,
do something with them that's a bit more interesting than edgy 13-year-old.
They would just make him anonymous, like. Now that I think of it, like maybe Deathstroke would be good. like somebody puts a hit on Batman and like Batman's not that great, and like this movie, like Deathstroke kind of challenges him.
Yeah. Why?
That'd be an easy take, I think.
Ooh, a Screen Rant article. Why Anarchy and Mr. Freeze would work in Matt Reeves' universe. Anarchy fits the plan themes.
Yeah. I want a B tier villain, and I just want the A tier villain to just fucking kill them. How about Red Hood?
Ew.
Red Hood.
Wouldn't that be literally like when they have to retcon the whole Joker scene to do Red Hood? If they Joker simultaneously exists while there's a Red Hood running around.
Ooh, what about Man-Bat?
That's way too out there.
Good.
That's way too fantasy out there.
I don't know. I think
for
like
a realistic take like that, I definitely think that's way too out there.
It would be cool. Sci-fi.
Yeah, it's a little too sci-fi for what they were trying to do, I think. Which is why, like, I'd be interested to see how he attacks like a Mr. Freeze, which is so like super sci-fi. Which is why I think they're gonna go the super old school route if they ever do a Mr. Freeze.
What do you mean super old school route?
Like, wasn't the first ever designs of like Mr. Freeze where he just had like a winter coat on and an ice gun? Like the very, very first. I'm trying to find pictures. I like faintly remember from the comic books, like the very old school.
I don't know. I just think like an ice gun is dumb.
I know, but like still, it's just it's less sci-fi than him in a big metal container. You can't leave the container.
Okay. I want Killer Croc and Man-Bat, and I literally just want to be shitting myself the entire movie. I want every fucking scene to have a jump scare. I want the jump scares to have jump scares.
See, that would make sense. And then they could like, I know this would be like, they'd be like, oh, it's not Victor's ass I'm thinking of. Who the fuck is the goddamn crazy? Hold on. Who's the scientist? The crazy scientist from the Batman movie, the Batman game, the second one.
Ooh, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange? Yeah, Hugo Strange.
Hugo Strange,
Is
yeah.
it Strange?
Like having him as the creator of Man-Bat and Killer Croc. Like, I know that would be completely like new spin on the, like, obviously like completely new story, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, at least it would be more grounded in reality, right? Not just like, oh, Man-Bat came out of the sky and Killer Croc came out of the sewer out of nowhere, right? Like, it would be a more realistic take of like he like engineered them, bioengineered them or whatever, some way, somehow.
See, I think the fact that we're like in a contemporary setting, we're kind of getting close to the end of the episode. But the fact that we're in a contemporary setting with Batman kind of hurts it, because like when it comes to things like Killer Croc and Man-Bat and like even Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, if you kind of get rid of the fact that we're supposed to be in like a temporary setting, you can add these kind of like sci-fi or mystical elements and still have it kind of blend in more. But like the more gritty and realistic you get, the more of these stupid like mob stories you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's true. But like the good thing though is that we're getting to a point now where like obviously we're still years away realistically, but it's not that sci-fi to say that a scientist creates a Man-Bat and like a fucking Killer Croc in his lab, you know?
I mean, yeah, like Batman Beyond tackled it like 10 years ago, but like it's still just like coming to the big screen, it wouldn't make sense.
I suppose. How about Mothman?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Mothman.
I think every movie should have Mothman. Killer Moth.
Oh, Killer Moth. Sorry, not Mothman. Killer Moth.
Totally different characters.
Yeah, Killer Moth, not Mothman.
They should both be. It should be Mothman and Killer Moth
together. This is one guy didn't. Have they ever done a movie with Clayface?
No.
But he would not fit in the Matt Reeves universe. That's again another thing that would.
See, again, because he's like either too magic or like too sciencey.
Or do you think that they'll resort back to like Two-Face or something, even though he's been done in The Dark Knight?
They're probably gonna go with
Mr. Freeze and like Two-Face, probably the side villain that runs another mob that It's like the side quest to understand where Mr. Freeze is, basically.
I feel like
just a rehash of the first movie.
Yeah, I feel like Penguin and Two-Face have a good dynamic together of both being like opposing criminal. Like they're pretty much the same character in different fonts.
Mm-hmm. Because like even in the Dark Knight movie, Two-Face was never like the main villain, right? He was always just a guy that just got cranky and didn't really do much in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Joker was always the main villain.
It would be cool to see Poison Ivy just have like a bitch who
just have a
kind of like
bitch player.
Not so much like mind control people, but like drug induce them and like fuck them up like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can see that.
Make her a serial killer instead of like a sexy femme fatale. Literally just like make her a fucked up serial killer who like straight up poisons her victims. That would be cool.
Yeah, that could be cool. That could be cool. Anyways, I think we should move on to our listener question. Before you wrap up this episode, again, please, people, if you have questions, submit them on the on our website, our big website, mildlyignorantpodcast.com. We have a website now. It's massive. It's cool. It's pretty cool. You should check it out and leave your question. If you ask a question, you'll go to the front of the list. And also ask on Spotify in the episode description, on YouTube in the comments, and on social media. Anywhere on social media. Just scream it out into the void and we'll find it. So yeah. What question do we do today, Matt?
Do we have anything related? We're getting low. Please send us questions.
Yeah, we're getting low. Should we do what's your biggest complaint about your job, Matt?
I haven't been there long enough to have one.
It's just one big complaint or many complaints.
Yeah, I have a job. That's my complaint.
We need a question, Matt. We are really low on this list.
What about that last one?
Sure, go for it.
Why do people say you would do that right after you finish telling them about something you just did? Because you would do that. I don't know.
Exactly. Episode over. Thank you for listening to the Mildly Ignorant podcast.
No, get back here.
Get back here. Okay, I'm back.
I mean,
it's just a very
it just reaffirms your relationship with them. Like,
it just means that the activity, the behavior, the action, the thing that you just did was very you in personality.
Who submitted this question? I just want to talk.
You made a podcast. It's just a you thing to do.
I love to do it as an insult sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only use that as an insult, to be honest. I never use it as a good thing.
You don't understand social cues.
Amen, brother. What are those?
What are what?
Social cues?
Mind your
What are you saying? Okay, well, I think that's it.
Joker, and this was the Mildly Ignorant podcast.
Yes, this has been the Mildly Ignorant podcast, episode 27. Thank you for listening to this episode. Make sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Mildly Ignorant podcast. You'll find us.
And we'll find you.
And we hope you come watch our episode if you haven't seen Batman yet. Come watch it after, please. We gave up on the spoilers 11 minutes into the episode, but hey, it's fine. So just go listen to Batman, come back, and listen to the podcast. I'm sure most of you will have all seen it by the time this movie comes out. But this episode comes out anyways. It's a whole week after. We should be good. Anyways, thank you. We'll see you guys next week. If we have topics. Probably not. We actually do have tons of topics. We have tons of topics. We need to start writing them down, to be honest. We just forget about them when it comes time to filming.
Yes.
Anyways, adios.
I love you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, everybody.